You may not recognize this 350Z because the last time we showed it to you, it was on a hoist. It was blue with black fenders, and we had just put these big Volk Racing ZE40s on it. But this is the OnPoint 350Z race car, and it's about to make a whole bunch of noise on the dyno and break some world records in power. All right, we're here with Sasha from OnPoint Dyno. What are we doing today, buddy?
We're going to rip cals. We've got the Quaife gearbox ready to go. We've got our 60mm throttles on there. 57 to be exact, but 60 sounds cooler. And we're going to make sure she's good, go racing this weekend.
Sasha won't say it, but I'll say it for him. We're going to set a new world record for the most powerful VQ in the world. NA VQ in the world, right, buddy?
No.
No. It's still really, really powerful for an NA VQ, though.
Pretty powerful.
All right, since the last time we showed you this, some things have changed, obviously. It's been wrapped in this vibrant green. I don't know what to call it. Electric green. Electric eel green. Done by Chris from C17. Chris also helps run the CSCS series for all you Canadian folk. And I must say it looks pretty good. I thought I was going to miss the blue, but this green has a lot of pizzazz. And when you're building a race car, you might as well stand out, right? Works well with the bronze ZE40s. And as you'll recall, Sasha was installing the Quaife sequential gearbox last time we were here. That's all in, although we've had a little bit of a snafu with a rapid prototyped part that he built, but don't worry, he's got a machine shop making him a real part, so he's hoping to maybe go racing this weekend if all goes well on the dyno here. So while Sasha sorts out some calculus, maybe a bit of algebra in there, I think we'll get this puppy fired up shortly.
Party.
All right, so here's the VQ that Sasha's far too humble about. He's just put these larger 57mm Gen VITBs on the car, and he's made these rapid prototype velocity stacks himself because he's Mr. Science. They've actually been run on the dyno already and appear to take the heat pretty well. He might even race on these this weekend. I believe that's his plan. So this is not your standard Wrecking Yard VQ. We'll give you some more details on that shortly. And that's Frank from Moto IQ.
So the engine's actually pretty stock. It was a junkyard HR motor.
That's right.
And it's got high compression pistons that Jim Wolf designed from JE. Jim Wolf, big cams, valve springs. Heads are stock rods. It's got a 370Z crank, so it's a 3.7 liter engine now.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple, really. Then it's got our throttle bodies and our headers that we made at SG in like 2009.
Those are your legendary long tubes, right?
Yeah.
Have you tuned those at all since those days, or are they pretty much the same layout?
I haven't touched anything from the headers to the tailpipe. So it's still the same vibrant performance, mufflers, 3.5-inch exhaust, all that stuff's been never changed since we built it.
And a whole bunch of Motec tuning magic, right?
It's all in the Motec.
And the last time you had it on the dyno, how much power did it make roughly?
420,
420 all motor.
all motor.
And even though you're not willing to say it's the most powerful NA VQ in the world, do you know of anyone else making more power than this with a VQ NA?
Not publicly.
Not publicly. So there's probably some race teams.
Yeah, surely there's some guys
Someone out there. You know, we're going to find out with this video because we're going to get chirped about saying it's the most powerful. I'm going to get chirped about it, so we'll find out.
They'll come out of hiding.
The internet always knows.
With their dynographs.
They will. They're Photoshop dynographs. All right, Sash, so since the last time we saw you, you've obviously finished off the gearbox install. What else has changed in the car since then?
Yeah, so Motec also worked with us this year, and they provided us with this PDM.
Okay.
So now we've gotten rid of all the switches, relays, fuses that this car had, and everything is done now through the PDM and through this nice keypad.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so we've got automation of all of the power functions. We can now log and monitor the currents and draws and statuses of all of our circuits. We can program functions based on inputs into the ECU or the dash. Everything communicates over a network here, so we now have all sorts of features that we didn't have before.
Beautiful, okay.
Of Of course, the most important feature, Dave, is the flashing headlights.
Oh yeah. We got to show the folks the flashing
and
headlights.
The pit speed limiter.
Nice.
You know, of course, race car racer.
Get the slow guys out of your way, huh?
That's right.
Houston, we may have a problem. She only made 364 at the wheel, Sasha. What's going on?
We don't know, Dave.
Fix it.
Trying.
More jam.
It'll get there.
The red line is where he is. Those other lines higher up is where he needs to be. Come on, world record, cooperate. Well, we're not having a lot of luck breaking world records here. She seems to have tailed off a little in the top end. I think Sasha's best theory so far is that the throttle bodies are just a bit too big, maybe, eh?
Might be.
You were saying that with the stock heads and these throttles being so large, you're just not maybe getting the velocity you need.
Yeah, and we're also concerned with these big flanges that we've got on this bigger kit. There's a little bit of the head showing on a couple of the runners,
Right.
on the cylinders, so we might be tripping up the airflow. So.
Interesting. Well, the struggle is real when you play with race cars. I'm calling it a day, or are we going to keep trying to make more jam here?
Well, we're going to keep trying.
All right. So Sasha has these 53 mil Gen V throttle bodies here that he was considering installing to see if that'll wake the top end up and get us back up over the 400 wheel mark. But first, they decided to put the air boxes on.
I know.
So these are carbon fiber air boxes that Sasha built with our buddy Kevin, and he wanted to see how that would affect performance with the big 57 mil Gen Vs. Survey says, didn't actually lose much power at all compared to the bigger throttle bodies without the air boxes. Interesting. So Sasha, I gotta go pick my kid up from daycare soon. Can you give me a rundown of where we're at here?
Yeah, so we're still down on power. The air boxes aren't killing anything, probably because the velocity in the runners is so low, and the air horns is so low that air box is not disrupting any flow any further.
I mean, it's a beautiful flat power band, isn't it?
This would be a good power if we were limited to 370 horsepower. This would be the perfect setup. But we're not limited to anything, so it's not good.
It's true, and you were at 420 on the smaller throttle bodies.
Yes, that's right.
So are you
tempted? No air boxes.
With no air boxes. So are you tempted to go back to the 53s?
That was with our designed 53s. With these Gen V ones with the HR runners, we only ever made like 410.
Okay. So you're still down 35 wheel on that setup?
Yeah, we're still down a ton. But yeah, I think for now we'll just run it like this. And we'll get the head supported, and we got to make bigger headers. And we'll see where we are with the 57s. If there's still no power there, then we'll have to bite the bullet and order small throttle bodies and do it over again.
So you're stubborn enough to try to make the 57s work by porting the heads and building different headers instead of just swapping the 53s back on?
Well, 420 was never the goal. The goal is 450, so...
Right.
You know, we got to keep going in that direction. You can see how flat the power band is. So obviously the intake is not a restriction. There's obviously something else that's slowing us down. and the 53s are optimized to this current condition, but it's not necessarily going to be optimized once we get the flow that's choking us up here that we're seeing right now. So
okay. Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. Obviously, you want to get beyond the 420 mark, don't you? And you think you need the bigger TBs for that.
Yeah, the 53.5 throttles that we sell are perfect for this engine setup. We're shooting for a little bit more in the future, so the 57s were an investment into our future, kind of.
Gotcha. So it's time to develop the motor more.
We're not there yet. Yeah.
And more importantly, when are we going to go see this thing rip at the racetrack?
Well, we'll be there this weekend, it sounds like. We're going to do a couple more pulls, do some partial throttle mapping. If everything looks good, I think we'll be at the track this Saturday. You going to come?
I can't, unfortunately. I'm racing Micras.
Woo!
But we got to get out to the track and shoot us a video of this bad boy in action.
Yes, absolutely.
I want to see you bang some gears.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. Should be fun.
If you guys want to support what we're up to here, you can check out our Patreon page.
And if you don't, that's cool too.
Yeah? Yeah. Yeah?